Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of French auction portal Inter. We're going to have a look at another French musical instrument auction, this time by the auctioneers Marc Labarbe. I think this is the first time we've had a look at a Marc Labarbe auction. I certainly can't remember looking at one, but I could be wrong. This particular auction is like a general auction, but it has about 40 or so musical instrument related things at the beginning. Well, actually mainly bowed strings apart from one random instrument. But it looks fairly interesting, so I thought we should give it a go. And as I always say, it's worth looking at some of these smaller auctions as well to check kind of what interesting things are around. Buyer's premium seems to be about 25.2% or something like that. It's probably a bit more with taxes or online, but something around that kind of way. As I said, it's a French auction, so if you were kind of outside of France or outside of Europe, etc., then check all the terms and conditions, any CITES kind of stuff, all of that usual fun stuff. This particular auction is finishing on December the 15th, 2022, so one of the last kind of auctions to be held in 2022 before we move on to the new year. So yeah, without further ado, let's just have a look and see what's around, see if there's anything interesting in this auction. Let's just have a look at the first lot here. Miracle violin, 1920. Very standard trade violin there with a bow. Picture's pretty good though, to be fair. 80 to 100 euros. We'll look at everything on this auction because it's quite small. 3/4 companion. Once again, French trade instrument. That's pretty clear. Couple of bows there, actually not too bad looking. Some of the bows there. So they go 40 to 50 euros. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Technical error. Another Miracle violin here, JTL. Yeah, it's all fairly standard under usual circumstances. Once again, bow, it's kind of not too bad. We wouldn't bother really looking at this kind of stuff, but as it's a small auction, why not? Another Miracle violin, Soriot label. Once again, this is all your standard trade stuff. I have to say some of the bows in this auction, excuse me, don't look too bad. 80 to 100 euros. Then we've got a violin bow by Celestin Emile Clasquin, 1920. 1200 to 1500 euros there. So, oh, that's interesting. That looks very similar to a bow that was in the other thing. Maybe they've accidentally mixed some pictures in one of the other lots. I suspect that might have been what happened, because I was thinking, wow, this bow looks quite good for that auction. Actually, should we have a look and just make sure? So I think one of these lots, was it this one? I think had it. Let's just double check if my memory is right. So that's the bow with that, and then yeah, there we go. I thought something was up. I was like, that bow looks really good. There you go. At least my brain is kind of slightly working. So anyway, there's an error there. So don't bid on that, because I think they've got some wrong pictures there. But anyway, nice looking Clasquin bow there. Another 3/4 Miracle violin, JTL. This is pretty low tier one. Sarangi, that's good. Something a little bit different here. 20th century, they're saying. Needs a bit of restoration. Half-size Miracle. Fairly standard. 19th century violin in bits, poor condition. Traces of worm. A bit difficult to see exactly what's going on here because of the thing. It looks like it could have quite an interesting back there, but not enough details really to know what's going on, sadly. 7/8 Miracle violin. Once again, yeah, fairly standard there. Another 3/4 Miracle violin, as we would expect in all of these kind of French auctions. Full-size Miracle violins, lost the eye a bit of the scroll. Another Miracle violin here, maybe slightly more interesting than some of the others. Bow with a Morizon stamp there. 200 to 300 they're asking. Violin bow signed A. de Blay. Not sure about some of those stamps there. Miracle violin Medifino, once again another low tier French violin. Violin without its neck label Kreiner Stuttgart. I mean, doesn't really look like the greatest of instrument there. Another Miracle violin there. It's got a Bertolini kind of label. Bow that's been repaired. Another bow. Doesn't look too bad. Another Miracle violin, the Maestro. This is basically all of the standard kind of French trade instruments here. Another 3/4 Miracle violin. Half size, the companion again. All the typical stuff. Violin case including a double bass bridge, bow and various accessories, and some classical guitar tuners and bits. Yeah, a bit of a random lot, that 10 to 20 euros. I think probably 10 euros is pushing it a bit. Miracle violin there, 1930s. Once again, pretty standard thing. Violin amateur work, Didier Nicholas. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if it's amateur, it just looks like low quality trade, but there you go. Eastern Europe. It's like a bit of damage there. Standard looking trade violin. Oh, we've got a French violin, end of the 18th century, with a Chapuis label, my favourite, 60 to 80 euros. Needs a bit of restoration there. Looks like it's had some already. Quite a nice scroll there. Yeah, I mean, if you could get it cheap enough, then that could be an interesting project for a luthier to bring back to life. Another 3/4 companion violin there. Yep, much the same. German violin there. Looks fairly standard kind of thing. Another half-size Miracle with a massively broken back there. €5 estimate. Well, that's, at least they're reasonable with their estimates. 3/4 violin again. Repairs. No neck. €5. Well, yeah, can't argue with that. Another 4 full-size JTL brand. Pretty standard. Another Miracle violin, 1900. It's had a bit of an accident there. So, old volute repaired. Okay, interesting tuners on that. Oh. And the scroll is quite nice. Looks like it might be fiddled about with a bit. A couple of bows here. A lot of 4 bows. Well, make of that what you will. There's some Abiel bows there, lower level ones. More Abiel bows. Broken head, always useful. Oh, right, it looks like slightly more interesting now. French violin around 1800. I think replaced scroll 19th century. Label of Renaudin. Traces of worm. Wow, okay. Traces of worm is perhaps not really accurate. It is fully eaten. Interesting. I quite like the look of it though. You can see worm traces here at the front as well. That's pretty substantial damage there. Yeah, probably worth staying away from that. French school violin, 19th century. Okay, let's have a look what else is going on. Nothing too super exciting there. Miracle violin there. pretty standard, but looks not too bad condition. Viola by Mecca Dirkman, Marseille 1978, 400mm with a viola bow, cipher 4 to 500. Could be an alright viola there. Just make sure we haven't missed anything. Full-size violin with a label of Camillus Camilli, refinished and traces of worms, 10 to 20 euros. Yeah, this is in a bit of a mess, and that looks absolutely horrible, so not sure what's going on with that one there. Saying amateur work, labelled Testore. That one I would agree, that's definitely amateur work. The other one I thought was just a terrible trade instrument. Violin Miracle, 1930s, Steiner label. Yep, that's pretty standard kind of stuff. Another French violin, 1890, 1900, 6 to 800. It's got a wood elm label in it. Hard to tell. Bow might actually be quite nice. Silver bow needs some repair. Okay, interesting. Interesting violin from the Italian school, whatever that means. Amateur work, Central Italy. Sold as is to be reassembled. Complete. Okay, 3,500 to 4,000. Wow. I mean, it's impossible the way that they've laid this out to really know what this actually looks like. So I think you'd have to look at it in person. So no idea on that. It's a bit random. This is probably the most interesting lot, I think. 6 to 8,000. Very interesting composite cello made around 1700, bearing a Marti label. So replace sides, yeah, okay. Replace back with crack in the back. So basically they're potentially saying that the top is 1700, back is a bit later. Sides you can definitely see they're in a lot better condition there. Yeah, interesting top there. Yep, I quite like the outline, quite nice outline in F-hole spacing, but hard to say. But one of the more interesting lots in this auction for sure. And then I think we've got this last random 20th century oboe, Laurie, F Laurie, 250 to 450 euros there. Small crack in the bell. So a few pictures of that one. Well, there we go. That has been the Marc Labarbe auction. So not too many items, mainly French kind of stuff, but the odd kind of interesting thing there. So I think it was definitely worth looking over. That cello's kind of fairly curious. So yeah, all in all, worth looking at. So as always, link in the description. Check it out at your own leisure. So this finishes on the 15th, so you've got a few days left to have a look at it. As always, thanks a lot for watching. If you've got any comments or anything, please just let me know. Until next time, take care and goodbye. Bye. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.